direct everything going forward. And then as we take a look at this Canadian national team, for me, the player that really stands out, Atiba Hutchinson, number 13 in the middle. He's the veteran of this squad that has to keep everything together. And then pay attention to number 19, Alphonso Davies. He's going to be the one that's going to get forward and also give you that defensive responsibility in the back, basically taking up a whole line himself.
Canada making their first appearance since 1986. They did well in CONCACAF, won the group, better than Mexico, better than the USA. It was the first time since 2002 that a team other than the USA or Mexico finished first, and way back then, it was Costa Rica. There's the ageless one. We just saw a quick look at number 13, Atiba Hutchinson. Imagine that, Kobe, age 39, maybe at a goalkeeper's position, but he's in the heart of the midfield.
I don't think I could even move at age 39, so it's so impressive that what he's able to do playing in a World Cup.
He's about 2 or 3 years old, just a toddler, the last time that Canada was in the World Cup. Canada's in white, Belgium in the red and black. We await the whistle from Yanni Sikazwe of Zambia. He is our match official. We'll get this one underway. All eyes on Alphonso Davies. Canadian fans hoping that he is fully fit. He says he is. Can he go 90 minutes? They'll be happy if he can go 75, probably. If it's a good 75, they'll take it. Canada on the ball. Back to Alistair Johnston. 29th consecutive start for Johnston. Broke an earlier record held by Bruce Wilson for decades, actually. It was 27. Push to the back. Boyan with a clearance. It's intended for Hoylett. It's picked up. Davies to the middle. Hutchinson under pressure from DeBruyne. Stephen Victoria's pass to the right. First 15 minutes, I would think, crucial for Canada. And right away, as I say that, it's turned over to Batshuayi, taking the shot and deflected, and Boyan stayed with it. That would have been disastrous for Canada, losing the ball where they did in the first minute.
And this is where we talk about just the lack of experience for Canada in a World Cup, just the understanding. This is where you have to really take your time and be very careful with everything you're doing.
Here they come. Hoylett, number 10 in the white of Canada, setting it in front. That's going to be cleared away. Kept in by Castagna, taken over. So Davies, left back with Bayern Munich, higher up the field, always with Canada. Held up there and then pushed to the right. Ball was played across. Johnston battles with Carrasco. Canada will keep it. Inside the 18. Stachio's shot was blocked. Belgium with the attempted breakout pass. It's too long. Collected by Vitoria. A lot of Canadian fans in the stands tonight.
And those Canadian fans are going to let their team know that they are here, that they're here in support and trying to will them on to victory.
Davies trying to play it long. So Witsel for Belgium. So many of these players with World Cup experience, 16 from the 2018 World Cup side that finished third, and that's a tough challenge there in the end. No booking, but a warning for Tayshaun Buchanan, formerly with the New England Revolution.
Yeah, this is just silly from Tayshaun Buchanan. You just got to know you can't come in that early on. You're already in the referee's mind, so pay attention to how he goes.
Burrell playing his third World Cup. You can say that for a few of these Belgian players, including the goalkeeper, Courtois, on the ball. Gave that one away. Canada with Johnston. Buchanan's side of the field. A couple of step overs there. Tayshaun going wide, and the ball was lost out. Belongs, well, let's see. It does belong to Canada. Alistair Johnston take this throw in. Sheeptards now playing for Montreal in Major League Soccer. The terrific season they had. It's a throw in for Belgium. Courtois playing up top for the injured Romelu Lukaku. That's a big loss. Lukaku's been injured much of this year.
And when we talk about Romelu Lukaku, in just the fact that he made the team injured, but Roberto Martinez has said this is a World Cup that is 2 tournaments. The one within the group stage, but then you also have the second that is that knockout stage.
And that's where Belgium expects to be. They've been there the last 3 World Cups. No reason to think they won't be there again.
But it has to be nice where you're able to, have a spot with the preparation and the knowledge that you pretty much thinking that you are going to make it into that next round. That's a certain comfort level.
That's the experience we talked about. Roberto Martinez, rumors of him going back maybe and coaching a club team in England. He's had a pretty good run here, very good run. Head coach since 2016. Bordering on a long time and from a national team standpoint. Ball out for another throw-in. He's done well, though.
Yeah, but a national team perspective, that's ancient. Be able to be with one national team for so long. But there have been things on the negative side, just saying, well, with this golden generation, why hasn't he brought home a trophy?
Ball out of play. So many times you hear about that golden generation. Remember when Portugal had it? They didn't win either. Ball was back to Kamal Miller. Another player from Montreal. Vitoria plays it back pretty slowly to Borjan. Right side, Canada under some pressure. Out for a Canadian throw-in. Just a few years ago, Alistair Johnston was playing college soccer. Now he's in a World Cup as a starter. Ball was lost, turned over. Witzel. Alderweireld. Vertonghen. Most capped player in Belgian history. Canada can't break out. Carrasco lost it there. Richie Larea from Toronto FC in MLS. Pushing it to the right. Buchanan's cross in front. And it's deflected out, but that's better from Canada. They earn their first corner.
Much better. First time ball in to really set. So it's a little bit hopeful. They do clear the ball out, but it is a corner for Canada.
Seventh minute. Belgium and Canada scoreless here in this Group F matchup. Big center back Vitoria is up for this corner. Both center backs, Miller too. Ball played to the middle. Settled. Buchanan shot a deflection, but right to Courtois.
Yeah, JP, a lot of hands being raised on Canada, hoping for some type of, hopeful call, handball, or a penalty, but nothing doing from the referee.
So, 4th match of the day, 4th of 4. Earlier today in this group, Morocco and Croatia, a 0-0 scoreline. So, it's a good result for these two sides. Especially for Canada, they'll play Croatia next. The referee stopped play for something. Oh boy, they're going back. They're going back to look at it for a possible penalty. Let's bring in our rules analyst, Mark Clattenburg. Mark, what did you see?
Yeah, when the shot came in, Carrasco had his arm out, making his body bigger. And my first impression is this is going to be given as a handball, and it'll also be a yellow card because it's a shot on goal.
Hand is in an unnatural position, right? Yeah, let's see what a referee does decide.
Yeah, looking at it from that angle, Carrasco has that left arm out.
Yep.
The ball definitely connects with the hand.
Here comes the answer. Penalty. The Canadian fans let everybody know. So just like yesterday in our Argentina-Saudi Arabia game, video review and a yellow card as well to Carrasco. Video review was the one that determined the penalty. And then Messi converted. That was it for Argentina's offense. They didn't score during the run of play. So from the penalty spot, Canada with this chance for their first ever World Cup goal. It is Courtois waiting on the whistle. Tenth minute, same as yesterday. This is taking a long time. Not worth it for Canada. It was saved by Courtois. Big save for Courtois. Alphonso Davies with that opportunity.
And this is a massive save by Courtois, and we had mentioned it that he was going to have to come up huge within this match, and 10 minutes in he's already come up with saving a penalty, keeping this game even. And these are the moments that are motivational moments for a team, and so this could totally change the dynamic of the way this game was going off of that one save.
Courtois led the World Cup in saves in 2018, won the Golden Glove Award, coming up big again, considered one of the best goalkeepers in the entire world. How big would that have been for Davies? Such a young, talented player, really the face of Canada. What a chance.
Yeah, and now it's about looking at Alphonso Davies and see how he reacts to this.
Headed forward by Castagna. Eustachio's pass ahead. Jonathan David playing it back. Buchanan bumped off the ball. Belgium taking it over with the Vertonghen pass. They're under pressure. He'll just slice it ahead. And even with the skill of DeBruyne, he couldn't bring that one down in play. Not happy about that, the way it's going for Belgium.
No, and one of the things that we've talked about with the coach of Canada, John Herdman, it's about a team that is going to go after Belgium, and we are seeing that right off the bat. There's a lot of energy on this Canadian side pushing forward.
Buchanan to the right. That's knocked out of play. Canada will have a throw-in. One of the leaders, Jonathan Osorio, who's on the bench, was part of a press conference the other day. He talked about the belief that the Canadians have. They're not just here to be here. They believe they can do something. Here is Canada in the box, wide of Courtois. There's Richie Larea.
You see Larea stepping up. He just clips this ball a little bit on the inside, and here's another look at that save by Courtois that has kept this game even. You get the feeling, JP, that this is a match of experience against that youthful exuberance right now. And just a lot of energy coming from this Canadian team, where even though they missed the penalty, they seem to be the dominant side, setting the tone of this game.
Boylat playing it all the way across, headed down, loose in the box. Quick shot taken was blocked. Belgium can't clear it out. Up Buchanan, who goes down, save again. Courtois got the left leg out. Flag was up anyway on the far side.
Receives that ball. It's a pass back from a player from Belgium, but it was called offside.
Tomorrow, 4 matches on Thanksgiving on our Fox networks. FS1 starts with Switzerland, Cameroon, followed by Uruguay, South Korea. On Fox, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal face Ghana, followed by Neymar's Brazil versus Serbia. Coverage starts at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific. We'll give you an early happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Back at home, watching this one, whatever coast you're watching from. Big day tomorrow on Fox. Big day here. Almost 14 minutes gone. Scoreless, but we've had a penalty kick that was saved by Courtois. Otherwise, the underdogs, Canada, would have had the lead.
You know, you have to give Canada credit. Even though they have missed the penalty, they still have the energy levels high, and they are pressing and putting pressure on that back line of Belgium. They're having difficulty just passing out and getting space to get the ball forward.
World Feed just gave us a shot of Romelu Lukaku. Out injured. He's their all-time leading goal scorer. Here in the right, Castagna. We've not seen the offense looking sharp yet. Normally it's DeBruyne that's running the show, and he's had so few touches here. DeBruyne's pass ahead. Right wing, right sideline for Castagna, but it's out. Throwing for Canada. John Herdman, first person to lead a men's team and a women's team to a World Cup. Did it both for Canada. Also had New Zealand before as a coach, so made his name in the women's game. Now he's making a name for himself on the men's side.
Yeah, no easy feat.
No. In a space. Hoyland looking, couldn't get the shot off. Hoyland trying to create something, playing it in front, but it's wide. Well, whoever gets Canada's first goal is going to be very famous.
Yeah, and look at this run, you know, from the left side all the way across the face of goal. So we're seeing these long runs from the Canadian strikers, and they have the freedom to interchange as much as they like, but they've been very successful with balls over the top and getting into space.
If you look at this game in 15-minute segments, so far so good for Canada after the first 15.
Oh, they've been dominant in these first 15 minutes. There hasn't been a whole lot for Belgium. Belgium has one shot attempt.
Back to Courtois. He's been the story. Belgium back in the ball. Had not much positive possession. Castagna's free in the right. They have numbers forward, but Canada has dropped back well defensively, and it's cleared out by Kamal Miller. Witsel. Hold there. Pushing it across. Witsel plays for Atletico Madrid. Carrasco. Tackle away. A foul on Canada. Free kick, Belgium.
Johnston comes in hard off of this play. Johnston's got to be very careful because he came in just a little bit earlier trying to come in, and Hazard reaching for him, but Hazard jumps over his legs. He's coming in hard. Another player that's probably on, the referee is keeping his eyes on, so he's got to be careful on this. The last thing you want to do as a defender is pick up a yellow card early.
Alderweireld will hold there. Right sideline. Pushed forward by Tielemans. Going for Belgium. Tielemans gets it in quickly for Den Donker. Alderweireld. Vertonghen. Just going side to side and backwards right now for Belgium.
Yeah, they're having difficulty getting to that midfield line. I think the five in the back for Canada is doing a good job of shifting from side to side as the ball is moving. You're going to have to see a much quicker pace come from Belgium.
Speaking of pace, DeBruyne leading it and overhit it as he tried to play it. He had Tielemans wide open on the right.
Yeah, we talk about the vision of DeBruyne, but he misses this one where Tielemans is wide open at the top of the 18. You slide that in, Tielemans is one-on-one.
It's unusual for De Bruyne. 9 assists so far, leading the Premier League. 19th minute, scoreless. Belgium and Canada. Pushed back by Alderweireld. Courtois. So much pressure on Belgium with that golden generation. Time is running out. They have this World Cup and maybe another Euro tournament in them. And then it's time to probably make a lot of changes, get younger. Castagna moving it ahead on the right. Batshuayi in Lukaku's spot. Witsel. Eden Hazard wearing the captain's armband. Taken down. He gets the call. Does draw a lot of fouls.
Let's see. Buchanan comes in. Body to body. Doesn't get the ball. So that's an easy call for the referee.
Various injuries for Hazard. He's only played in a handful of games in all competitions this season. Plays for Real Madrid. In the middle, Alderweireld. Castagna. Vertonghen pushing it wide. That far side, knocked out of play again. It's Canada's ball. But even though Canada had the chance to go ahead on that penalty kick, the longer this stays scoreless, better it is for Canada.
Yeah, you would tend to think with Belgium being the favored team, Canada will be okay with this score line for as long as possible, thinking that they can make that one moment with the pace that they have up top, maybe a little bit more energy, some younger legs to make something happen.
Castagna will try to play it up the wing. It goes out of play. Talked about 4 games tomorrow. How about Friday? The big one. Much anticipated showdown. England and the United States. Coverage starting 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. You're just looking for a big bounce-back game. They got a draw against Wales. We'll see how they fare against England, who destroyed Iran 6-2 on the scoreline. Yeah. Belgium on the ball. 22nd minute. They have not threatened Milan Borjan at the other end. Alderweireld. Den Donker. There's that Canadian press. It's picked by Miller. Overshot intended for Buchanan. Vertonghen moving it left. And the foul goes against Canada on Larea. Canada's making it difficult for Belgium to play it out of the back. Canadians under John Herdman have been very organized. Best team in CONCACAF, no question, during this last cycle. Led CONCACAF in goals scored, also fewest goals against. Oh, Hazard with a nice turn on Johnston. Cutting it back. It's luck there. Tielemans to the right. Batshuayi over the bar. Kamal Miller may have gotten a piece of that. Yep, he did. It's a corner.
Yeah, the turn here from Hazard, just riding the tackle. He's able to get that ball across. Tielemans makes that pass out wide. Back up. Finds Tielemans calling for the ball inside. And then Batshuayi just a little bit too slow. Little bit of a mistrap, and allows Miller to come through with the tackle.
31-year-old Kevin DeBruyne from Manchester City takes this corner. To the middle, headed away by Canada. Somewhat out of danger, and now it's taken away on the intercept by Davies. He lost it. Hoylett with a pickup. Going long. Buchanan makes a run. Courtois at the edge of the box. Clears it ahead. Juggled on this near side by Hoylett. On a play, throw in for Belgium. Belgium went undefeated in World Cup qualifying in 8 games. They were very convincing. Then Dunker back to Courtois.
We're talking that on Belgium going undefeated in qualifiers. It tells you, even though we talk about maybe this golden generation getting a bit older, they are still doing exactly what they need to do and are a very good and successful team.
Led by DeBruyne, number 7, in the black and red of Belgium. Hazard. Careful, as Lorrea almost knocked him over. In fact, Hazard did well to keep his balance there. I thought he was going to go down and perhaps draw something.
No, it was close. I'm sure he was thinking in his head what he should do. Maybe not enough from Lorrea there to really have Hazard make that decision to go down. But one of the things you don't want to do as a defender is give the striker that opportunity and have the decision lie in the hands of the referee.
Canadian foul on Johnston.
Now, this is just a little bit of a shove from behind from Johnston. Not a whole lot, but as you said, Hazard, wily veteran, goes down. That's another foul that's been called against Johnston.
Over the top. That was off Castagna. The Canadian goal kick. That was really a hopeful ball, right? And it almost got there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a touch by Davies. Maybe redirects it enough where Castagna goes off of his thigh and out for the corner. But they're starting to skirt that back line of Canada with trying to get some of those balls over the top for Belgium.
In the air, Canada won that one. Buchanan left it off. Alfonso Davies, Canadian Player of the Year 3 times out of the last 5 years. He'll get it back. Slides it. Shot. High and wide. As Canada was looking for their first ever World Cup goal.
Well, you saw a little bit of a glimpse what Alfonso Davies can do. He ends up laying this one off, but the shot just goes wide. His push just with that little defensive effort at the end forces the shot a bit early.
Skill of Alfonso Davies.
And that's where Alfonso Davies can put some defenders on their heels, not exactly knowing where he's going. He's so quick with his feet that you lunge one way and Alfonso Davies has gone the other.
Then Dunker on the ball. Castagna. Headed for Bitzel. He was bowled over. Foul on Eustachio.
I'm going to say that's a tough call against Eustachio because both players going after the ball there. It's a strong challenge, but I don't think a whole lot of it.
To the top, Batshuayi couldn't get to it as Miller won that one in the air. On the recovery, is our pass for Batshuayi. He follows it up, taken away. Eustachio got knocked over by Bitzel. So Davies under pressure. There's Tielemans after him. Come on, Miller to the feet of Boyan. All the way to the right. Alistair Johnston. David's pass right side. Canada on the move. They got numbers forward towards the end line. Ball cut back. And before a shot could be taken, Belgium with a clearance. David's after it. Flag staying down. Push from behind. Nope. No call. Canada working it into the box. That's blocked as well. And then cleared by Belgium all the way back. Boyan well out of goal. To the feet of Miller. Getting close to the half-hour mark. Just got rid of it in time with DeBruyne right there. Johnston getting it back from Buchanan. Alistair Johnston on the move. Brings it into the box. Went down. trying to draw a call. Back for Johnston. Shot deflected, and then Courtois with a big save. Headed down, cleared by Bitzel. And those shots that are deflected and change direction and change pace, Courtois seems to be brilliant.
Well, that's why he's at Real Madrid. He's a top keeper in the world, and just his reaction to all of these shots has been fantastic in the back, and he's really kept Belgium into this match with the opportunities that Canada has had going forward.
Made that penalty kick save on Alphonso Davies around the 10th minute. Save of the game clearly. Here's Buchanan. A couple of step overs, couple more. Tayshaun trying to get through. That last move was stopped.
And this is what's so good about Canada when they're going forward. When you have Tayshaun Buchanan, when you have Alphonso Davies, as we take a look at that save from Courtois off the shot from Johnston. These players, when they're dribbling at you, they force you defensively to not only defend with one, but two, sometimes three players. And when you do that, when you collapse on the one, sometimes that opens up the game for the rest of your team.
So Davies throw in between the benches. Hutchinson. Eustachio puts one up there. Brought down. Buchanan looks for help. Finds it. David shot deflected. And there is Courtois again. Canada's had the better opportunities.
Yeah, a little much from David there. He could have laid that one off as Lorea was waiting for the ball on that far side, but I don't think David saw him.
Ball held up by Alderweireld. Who would have thought that at this point, half hour in, that really the Canadians are controlling the pace of this game?
I don't think very many would say that. Maybe a lot of the Canadians would have said that, and maybe a lot within CONCACAF from seeing how this Canadian national team played throughout qualifiers. It's a team that's very direct, a team that has a bit of swagger.
Batshuayi muscled off the ball, fights to win it back. Could not. So Davies on the left. That was a sweet move. Another one into the middle. Just missed Hoylat. Bumped by Azar, the two number 10s. It's the Canadian who wins it. Hoylat sending it in. Headed up and wide. There's David. Canadian fans are loving this, though. Scoreless here, 33rd minute. It's Batshuayi for Belgium. Down that left side. Some room there. DeBruyne. This time off the left foot, looking for Batshuayi. His shot, he was going to the near post. And Boyan keeps it in play.
This attempt from Batshuayi. There's definitely some contact there with Miller. You know, after the fact, trying to see where that contact was on Batshuayi. Minimal at best.
Boyan will put it back into play. These Canadian fans have waited a long time. 1986, they were shut out in 3 games. Back then, they played against actually 3 European teams. Can't do that now, the way the draw is set up. Ball is cleared out of play. Another throw in here for Canada. We talk about their belief in the 15-minute segments. Now it's the second 15 minutes, and they're looking even better.
Yeah, it's a team that is growing into the game. I think there was some nerves at the very beginning for Canada, even though that they were an attacking side. But now they're really starting to settle into the game. Now it's not just, okay, we're just going to go forward. Now they're starting to control the match a little bit more.
Ball tapped back to Courtois. Releases it near the halfway line. Brenner was battling with Hutchinson. Vertonghen back for Belgium. Up for Batshuayi. It's Eden Hazard. So good with the ball. Moving it to the right for Castagna. And the ball will roll out. Entire ball looked out. Should be a goal kick, and it is.
And I think those are the ways that Belgium can get beyond Canada's back line and break down that 5 in the back that we're seeing. If it's a little bit of interchange where you have Castagna going forward as Batshuayi or DeBruyne drop into the midfield and show, that forces the defender of Canada to go with them, and then it allows that space to be open where that ball can go over the top.
For a wrap-up of all the World Cup highlights, special guest and in-depth insight. It's World Cup Tonight with Kate Abda, Mo Adu, and America's World Cup fan Chado Chosinko, who gives us his fan experience. That's nightly at midnight on Fox. They can talk about some of the big results from today. Morocco and Croatia, as we mentioned in this group, scoreless draw. How about Germany? They led Japan. Japan comes back, defeats them 2-1, and then all Spain 7-0 over Costa Rica. Leaves it there. Eustáquio plays in Portugal. Vitória. Johnston. Left sideline, it's Kamal Miller. Davies under pressure. Castagna forcing him to the middle. Davies is okay with that. Nice ball ahead. Canada breaks. Johnston. 6 on the attack. They're trying to find Buchanan. Off Witsel. Aiden Hazard blocked. Well, that was a quick transition, but it didn't work for Canada. On that far side, Carrasco. Witsel. Minute 37. Zeros on the board. Belgium, Canada from Group F on day 4. Vertonghen, defeat of Courtois. Then Donker. World.
The top 3 for Canada are doing a very good job of denying the pass centrally where Belgium wants to go. You actually have DeBruyne at times trying to direct his teammates to find either Witsel or Tielemans. That's showing, but it's so difficult because as the ball goes from one side or the other, one of the top 3 for Canada drops in and covers that central player. So that's why you see a little bit of that back and forth happening in the back line of Belgium.
The David pass ahead on the right. Richie Larea. Larea cutting towards that middle. Stuck here to the right. Hutchinson. Here's Atiba, Canada's captain, looking to get the ball back, but it's run to the end line, and is that an out of push? Canadian fans thought so. Richie Larea thought it was.
Well, let's take a look at this. Witsel's there. Larea has him. I should probably give us a better angle. I mean, the feet get tangled up, and that's Witsel's legs making the contact.
Courtois ready to put it back into play. You can hear the chance for VAR. Yeah, they are checking. They always check for a possible penalty. That's why Courtois not kicked it. The referees told him not to.
Yeah, well, that's from what we've seen is definitely worth a look.
Yeah. Mark Clattenburg, what did you see?
Yeah, this is an interesting game because, you know, Canada possibly could have had 3 penalties in this game because the first one was given for a handball. There's another. Is it coming together? It's natural. I don't think the defender tries and fouls him, but by the attacker slowing down, this is what makes the contact. So for me, it's better to play on in this situation.
Thank you, Mark. It is Belgium on the ball, getting close to the latter stages of this first half. Canada has been the better side so far. Better chances, for sure. Courtois' penalty kick save on Davies, the big play, the biggest play of this half. Davies with a quick turn. Wanted it back from Eustachio. Davies trying to find Ouellet. That's blocked. For somebody that was injured, Davies looks good. For somebody that was injured, Eden Hazard looks good.
Maybe having a little nick here and there.
Maybe.
And coming back into your form. You're seeing some quality play from the both of them.
Going here for Davies. Hazard and Hutchinson. The foul on Hutchinson. Hutchinson's a great story at age 39 just being here, but there was some talk that may not have made it. Injured in preseason with his club side. Plays for Besiktas. He's been there now 10 years, but he made it back. Not just made it back, Kobe. I mean, I think they would have been happy if he was on the subs bench just for his leadership, but he's starting.
And that's amazing for being his age, playing in a World Cup, and playing on a side that seems to be dominating Belgium.
Oldest field player to ever start in the World Cup game. Castagna. Then Donker. Vertonghen. Witsel. They're moving the ball, but Canada's willing to let them have it there.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. If you look in the central part, you can see that Witsel, Tielemans want to get the ball, but there's 4 Canadian players around them. They're making it difficult for Belgium to pass the ball into that area. And Belgium would love to get it to Witsel or Tielemans because then they can connect with Hazard and DeBruyne.
Over the top, that's another hopeful ball.
Well, that's what they're being forced into, is the hopeful balls, knocking it over the top. And that plays right into the hands of Canada. So up until this point in the match, you know, we're almost at halftime. This halftime, tactically, I would say Canada is doing exactly what they want to do.
Boyan under pressure, was able to release that ball. He overshot Ouellet. Then Donker picks it up. 42nd minute. Scoreless from Ahmed Ben Ali Stadium. 45,000-seater. Turned there by Tielemans. Another Leicester player. Witsel. Pushing it back. Tongan. Look at the defensive shape of Canada.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want. 5 in the back, 2 in the defensive midfield positions, and then 3 up top.
Eustachio. He rushed that one. Ball is cut back to Courtois. 30-year-old keeper. Finding Vertonghen. Witsel. Tielemans. Then Donker. DeBruyne.
Yeah, DeBruyne once again with a lot of hand waving, trying to tell his teammates where he wants them to be. Maybe a little bit of frustration coming from DeBruyne, where he's starting to move out wide to try to receive the ball because centrally it's not coming to him.
Over the top. Batshuayi in. Shot goal. Belgium against the run of play.
It's a funny old game, JP. And this time, going over the top centrally actually allows Batshuayi to have that inside track on Miller. And then it's just a first-time ball that goes right past the keeper into the back of the net. Boyan isn't able to get his hands on it. And this is what happens when you have multiple opportunities to score and you don't put it in the back of the net. The game's close, the opponent takes one chance, and now you find yourself down 1-0. But that's why all the credit in the world, taking that ball first time and blasting it into the net, giving Belgium the lead.
That ball beat both center backs in the air, totally against the run of play. And that's the only ball that's been free this whole first half, right? And it's the first time that they've completed it. Miller. Now how does Canada react? Not much time left before they can discuss it in the locker room, but that, for now anyway, appears to be devastating unless Canada could get an equalizer before the half ends.
Yeah, now we'll get to see how this changes things tactically for Canada, especially in the second half. Do they change formation? Do they bring others in? You have Kyle Laren's still waiting as a possible player to come into this match. But it will change things because now Canada's chasing. And remember, this is a Canadian side that talks about, we want to be aggressive. We want to go at Belgium. Well, let's see how they react over these last couple minutes and into the second half.
Wolfie just gave us a shot of one of the all-time great referees, Pierluigi Collina. Watching this game, here is Witsel up for DeBruyne. Look out there for Batshuayi. And if you're Canada, be careful right now because 1-0, you're okay. Can't go down 2-0 and give up 2 goals inside of the last 5 minutes. Stockdale. Davies. Left side. Cutting ball is cleared. Canada's been the better side, so they've got to try to put that goal in the back of their mind, right?
Yeah, they have to understand, and then maybe this is where we talk about the lack of experience. There's still plenty of time, and I think they're actually doing well. They're still creating chances, so it's just about, yes, put it behind you, worry about the next play, continue to play how you have been playing, and more chances will come.
Johnston with it. 5 minutes added on here in stoppage time. Most likely for those video reviews. Here's a chance for Canada right in front, and boy, that was it. It was there for Buchanan.
Incredible. This is what you want to see. And look at Buchanan on the inside. There's the chance. It's just a little bit. Maybe that little bit of a touch on the back of the foot from Dendoncker. Maybe a little bit of extra, but Buchanan's got to put that one on target. That one's on target. A very good chance in the back of the net. I won't say 100% because we've seen Courtois make some fantastic saves up until this moment.
So Davies on the ball, dropping it back. Vitoria. Back to goal. Borjan. Moving in left. Kamal Miller. In the 3rd minute of stoppage time of a minimum of 5 that was put on the board. Stockdale. Dropping it back. Laid off there to Davies from Hutchinson. Alphonso Davies. Stood up there by Dendoncker. No foul given. DeBruyne, quick ball, picked by Victoria. Jonathan David. Lorea on the right. Buchanan makes a run down the middle. Ball is deflected out. Corner, Canada. Alphonso Davies running over there to take it. Everybody up for Canada, including their fans, for this corner. Davies, in swinger. It comes out. Eustachio's shot blocked off that wall. A couple of players in there. Not sure if Courtois would have been able to even see that one. Davies dribbling. Nice move. Alphonso, the cut. Another cut. This time it didn't work. And Nazar and company on the break. On the left side, DeBruyne 4 in the attack now for Belgium. Canada scrambling back to defend. It's blocked by Johnston. Loose. Johnston with that clearance. A little bit better than a half minute to go here in this opening half, which has been a good half for Canada, except that they've not scored. That was that last instance there. Appeals for another handball from the Canadian side. Johnson will have a throw in. That's why with the game's over. Well, it was a very good first half for Canada, with the exception of conceding a late goal to Batshuayi. So Canada trails by the score of 1-0, with Kobe Jones and JP Delacamera getting ready for the second half. But earlier in that half, there was an incident in the 13th minute. Stu Holden talked about it in our halftime break. It involved a possible penalty. For more on that, our rules analyst, Mark Clattenburg. Mark, take us through it.
Yeah, I think Canada can be feeling hard done to that they should have had a second penalty in this game. What happened is the defender deliberately plays the ball, which then makes the attacker, who was in an offside position, onside, because it didn't come from his teammate. It came from an opponent. And then he was clearly fouled. The only question would be, has the referee blew his whistle? We checked that, and clearly the referee blew for offside after the foul, so therefore give the chance for the VAR to check if this was a penalty kick. What I can't understand is there's 5 officials in the VAR room. I can only assume that they've used the offside lines, the new semi-automated technology, and then what's happened is they must have validated it, which is still a human error, by assuming that the technology is accepted that it came from his teammate and not a defender. So therefore, I can only assume that it was a human error by the VAR, and Canada should have had a second penalty.
We will probably hear more about that tomorrow. One would think, Kobe, that FIFA will have to say something about it, I would think. Second half, Meunier, 15 is in. Onana is also coming in. Give them some fresh legs. Confirm that Carrasco is out. And check the other player as well as the second half is underway. Tielemans would be the other that is out. No changes here for Canada. We'll see what changes, if anything, tactically, though, for either side here in the second half, Coach.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be for Belgium just a little bit more energy. You know, you're talking about a first half that seemed a bit lackluster. It was a one moment that put them up, and maybe that's the experience that we've talked about, experience winning out over that youthful exuberance. But still, not a half that I think Roberto Martinez could say, yes, we're happy with that performance.
Well, the goal came against the run of play at the end of the half. Batshuayi scoring in the 44th minute. Courtois on the ball. Remember, he saved that penalty kick on Alphonso Davies earlier in the game, around the 10th minute. Canada's offense was amazing in the first half. 14 shots, the most in the first half of a World Cup match without scoring since England had 17 versus Trinidad and Tobago back in the 2006 World Cup in Germany. So a lot of opportunities for the Canadians, but they have come up empty so far. Ball is going to be pushed back. Off a flick. It was intended for Onana. Canada need to get that rhythm back, but so far, hardly a touch on the ball here in the second half. Kamal Miller holding. Second half just minutes old as the ball is played back, and there's a clip there in the end. It's a late whistle on the foul, but a foul nonetheless. 18, Onana.
Yeah, a little bit of a change tactically for Belgium in this second half, and I think it's playing a little bit safer, understanding the speed and pace that Canada can come at you, where you actually have Meunier dropping into that back line, so almost playing 5 in the back, Belgium at this point.
Dejan Buchanan trying to make something happen on that right wing. Lashed out there with the arm extended. Johnston's pass. Eustachio putting one up there, headed down wide. The chance there for Canada's first ever World Cup goal.
And this is a great effort. Nice little made by Eustachio. Great ball into the box. And David has a chance where he gets his head on it. But as you pay attention to that cross, it's just a little bit of a nudge from Dendoncker that throws him off and has that ball go wide. I think David's going to be a little frustrated that he didn't get that one on target, though.
Be a Belgium throw in for Castagna. With a player on a knee here. And now back up. So play will resume. Here's Vertonghen. The Castagna throw-in. Belgium leading on a Batshuayi goal. His 27th international goal. And just his 49th appearance for his country. That's Eden Hazard working it. Leaving it for Witsel. Castagna. Batshuayi. Not much room in that sideline. Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Dendoncker. Belgium now controlling, dictating the pace. Canada with a high press, trying for a turnover there. Victoria up the middle. Nice reception there by David. Leaves it off. Eustachio. Alphonso Davies. Help is there. Davies controlling it. Eustachio as Larea takes the low shot. That's wide of the target.
Eustachio just receiving this ball right outside the 18, tries to put it back across the face of goal, back across the face of Courtois, but just pushes it too far. We're starting to see a continued pace from Canada trying to get forward quickly, but I think it's going to be a little bit more of a difficult time as Belgium has fell into a little bit more of a defensive shape with the changes that they've made.
A tough one at the end. Here is Canada. The turn there. Drop back towards Davies, give it away. DeBruyne up for Hazard, and Victoria just blasted that ball ahead. Lands into the seats.
I guess Victoria's just going for safety first on that one.
Yeah. It'll be a throw-in for Meunier, plays for Borussia Dortmund. Belgium on the ball. Left side, Castagna. That's dangerous. Back to Courtois. Ball was taken away. David was there. Then Duncker's pass. Meunier. Witsel. Belgium fans can take a sigh of relief there.
What about the skill of Courtois just right in front of his own goal? A couple of plays there.
DeBruyne ahead. Ronana. DeBruyne. Witsel. Meunier. Dendoncker. Alderweireld. Vertonghen. Canada trying to get up there in a high press. Larea almost turned over Hazard. Alderweireld. Hazard will catch up to it. Into the middle. DeBruyne. The trailer. Onana. Putting one up. He rushed that one. He had other options too. Quick apology. He knew as soon as he released that.
Yeah, Onana's got to do better with that. But pay attention to Canada. And in the high press that they've been doing, it seems to be breaking down a bit more. The tired legs, the changes from Belgium with the players on the inside. Onana, a little bit more of a presence, a little bit more mobile. And Canada's having difficulty shutting down the central area.
Ball played long for Canada. Oh, it's a foul. And maybe a card too. A booking there. Meunier wearing the mask to protect the facial injury. Second half sub has been booked.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call. Meunier comes in, that left elbow just connects with Ouellet, gets that arm up. That elbow to the head is going to get a foul called every single time.
Free kick from distance. Eustachio. From well past 40 yards. '54th minute. Canada looking for one moment of brilliance. Get themselves back into this game. Only trailing by 1. Stockier's ready. Float one up there and overhit it. 4 matches tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone on our Fox networks. FS1 starts with Switzerland, Cameroon, followed by Uruguay, South Korea. Then on Fox, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal face Ghana, followed by Neymar's Brazil versus Serbia. Coverage starts 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific time. Pressure here now from Canada. Ouellet trying to win this ball. Great pressure. Oh, they get a corner out of it. That was well done.
Now, this is just good stuff by Ouellet, getting the foot in there. Maybe that's a goal kick, but the referee calls it for a corner. The dunker gets caught on the ball. Poor touch early on, puts himself in a trouble position, and Ouellet jumps all over it.
Yeah, that look, I thought Ouellet knocked it out. But that's not reviewable. It is a Canadian corner. Alphonso Davies plays it short. Davies, oh, that was DeBruyne with a nice move. And then overhits it. And we'll give the ball back to the Canadian side. Canada's next game Sunday versus Croatia. Belgium will take on Morocco on Sunday. There's Morocco and Croatia in this group. Group F playing to a 0-0 draw in our first game of the day. Here's Buchanan playing it across to the back post, and that's over the bar.
A little bit of skill from Buchanan as Vertonghen bite. Just a little bit of touch over the top. That's beautiful.
Back to live action at SONMINEA. And then we've got a Canadian player down. And a card is out as well on Onana. So that's the 3rd player booked. All from Belgium.
Onana not happy about it. But here it is. That arm goes up, connects to the chin and the neck. Eustachio does a pretty good job of going to ground when that contact comes and gets the call from the referee. But anytime you have that contact to the face, the referee is going to make that call.
Canada's ready to make a double swap. I see Kyle Larin trying to see who else is out there. Ismail Kone. See who's going to be coming out for Canada as they try to get some fresh legs and fresh ideas into the game offensively. It's Buchanan with a nudge. Azar with a pickup. Witsel has Castagna. And it's knocked out of play. It's Canada's throw-in. No subs yet up by the 4th official, but they're headed there. Referee's blowing the whistle again. We'll see if he's allowing the changes right now. So Ouellet's number is up. He'll be one of the players coming out for Canada. 32-year-old from Reading. Gave a good effort in this one today. And Atiba Hutchinson, age 39, makes his exit. So Larin, their all-time leading goal scorer with 25 goals, checks in. He had 13 in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. He was the leader in that group. Well, that's the change you talked about at halftime.
Yeah, and that's going to be important for Canada. You're talking about, you mentioned all the chances that they had in the first half. Well, you have Kyle Larin in there. He's the sharpshooter. He's the one that can capitalize on one of those opportunities, and that's exactly what you need for Canada going in to the rest of this match. You don't have a whole lot of time left, and you can't wait too long.
Davies is there. The foul is on Canada. Those are 2 offensive changes, too, because you're bringing in Larin and Kone, both attackers. Ouellet is an attacker, but Hutchinson is more of a defensive player, so Canada's taking that extra step. Get a little more offense in there. Meunier to the right for Belgium. Head to Witsel. It's blocked. it on the recovery. Davies, can they get him even higher up the field and get more touches? That could be a key. Jonathan David on the left. Canada with runners in the box. David, try the cutting pass blocked. Tries again, poking it forward. Belgium getting there first. Nearly picked. Now it is. That's Kone. Another player from Montreal. Transfer rumors surrounding him. There's been interest from European clubs. Here's Buchanan. Nice cut. And then he paid a price. Foul on Belgium. Free kick Canada. Winier's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow.
Yeah, and it's a good little move. One-on-one. Buchanan just pushes it by. Meunier comes in, does the foul. I think a referee being very lenient on him right now, but that's going to be on notice for the referee, knowing that Meunier's on a yellow already.
Eustachio with this free kick from an angle. To the right of Courtois. Just hit the hour mark. Eustachio floating one up. And that's too far. The run was made, though, by Alistair Johnston. We are going to see another change, it looks like, for Roberto Martinez. Belgium side. Remember, 5 subs now. Expanded rosters for this World Cup. 26-player roster. It's off Larea. Clear to the sideline. What a move that was by Aiden Hazard. Finding lost legs here with the fountain of youth. Hazard looks good at times. Alderweireld. Brenda's pass. Onana. Courtois. The sideline. It's going out of play. You see the change now, perhaps. Referees waving him on. Leandro Trossard plays for Belgium, will replace Aiden Hazard. I guess the feeling, Kobe, is, I mean, Hazard's played pretty well, but he can't be a 90-minute player with all the injuries and the lack of playing time he's had this season.
Yeah, and that's where you have to understand as a coach that you are going to make that change, but you understand what Hazard brings to you. And we saw some of his ability throughout this match. Certain moves, certain plays. He can bring others into the game, able to hold on to the ball and get out of tight situations. But you want to build him into this World Cup more and more. And remember, Roberto Martinez is playing this cup in 2 parts. So he's believing that his team's going to get through to the next round, and he wants to build players into this World Cup.
Reyes pass across. Oh, Buchanan sends that up almost into the second level here. Buchanan's a player to watch for sure. His rise has been amazing from Major League Soccer to this level, and he has a good World Cup. You would think, Kobe, he would go to a bigger club than Club Brugge. No disrespect to them, but a bigger league.
Yeah, Buchanan's always been one of those players that has a little bite, a little fight in him in every single play. He doesn't mind, getting a little bit chippy.
Ball out for Canada, throw in. It's been an interesting game. Belgium with a 1-0 lead, yet Canada were the better side in the first half. The goal came at the end of the half against the run of play. And let's remember that save that Courtois made. Penalty kick he saved off Alphonso Davies. Wasn't around the 10th minute. Otherwise, Canada would have had the surprising lead, and who knows what kind of a turn this game might have had.
And that's the crazy thing when we talk about a World Cup. It only takes one moment, and that's exactly what Belgium did, because it was a goal against the run of play. Canada fell asleep for that moment in the back.
Sark. The end line. Ball was deflected out for a corner.
was a nice little move by Trossard. Little back heel splitting the two defenders. Finding Meunier getting forward.
It's a DeBruyne corner. Highest scoring team at the last World Cup was Belgium. Got one so far. That's it. 65th minute. Up for grabs. Pablano was looking for it, as were others, and then Buchanan was fouled. Canada will put the ball back into play. It's Borjan playing in his 64th international match. Borjan going long, trying to find Larin. So Onana taking off for Belgium. Full speed ahead. Onana with a burst, still on his feet, knocked away by Miller, and then taken away on the left side by Buchanan. Tayshaun leaves it. Kone. Vitoria. Here's Richie Larea. Down the wing. Maybe a push, maybe not. Larin, end line. The entire ball might have been out. They'll check it anyway if a goal is scored. Here's Eustáquio looking. Trying to get the pass from Davies. Here's the breakout. Belgium, DeBruyne. Again, that ball not the normal perfect ball from DeBruyne. He looks like he's frustrated at Batshuayi, but to me that was on DeBruyne. Here's Davies. Buchanan. Canada keeping it with Alistair Johnston. Larea is going near post, missed the target. They missed the target so many times tonight. As we watch Larea's shot go wide, we remind you about Friday, the much anticipated showdown. It's England, it's the USA. That's all you need to say, right? Coverage starts 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. For more on England, Jeff Shreves, what can you tell us?
Well, the news coming out of the England camp seems to be that Harry Kane has no significant damage, having had that scan to his ankle, but remains heavily strapped. I'll leave it there. And now the big question is as to whether or not Gareth Southgate decides to risk him from the start against the USA on Black Friday.
Thank you, Jeff. So big story coming out of England's camp. If Belgium could get a second goal, it's going to be very tough for Canada.
Yeah, well, you're seeing that Canada's starting to take some more chances, getting forward. You're seeing Alphonso Davies pushing into a higher position. That's why you're seeing a lot of more opportunities for Belgium to go forward.
Ball played out. Headed once. Second ball. Canada clears. David, oh, he slipped. Picked up by Trossard. On that left side. Witsel. Batshuayi leaves it. Castagna. Batshuayi. Oh, Batshuayi. Clever moves there, and then he lost it in the end. It was about 8 to 10 passes that they completed in the attacking third. To the feet of Courtois.
Seeing maybe a little bit of heavy legs coming for Canada now, having difficulties getting around the ball, especially with the substitutions. Things are a bit off. You're seeing Tayshaun Buchanan playing almost like a left back, and it's so they've really restructured the whole squad to try to find a way to get more attacking, and then bringing Kyle Larin in.
Witsel for Belgium. Trossard. DeBruyne. Axel Witsel. Vertonghen. Alderweireld. 69th minute. Just a 1-0 Belgium lead over Canada. Ball was almost turned over there, but it's Witsel with a pickup. Kevin De Bruyne into space, but Borjan read it all the way before Batshuayi could get there.
Yeah, it's very interesting tactically. You have Canada playing with Alphonso Davies as a right winger. Tajon Buchanan moved to that left midfield, left back.
Victoria's pass ahead. Stockgill pulled over by Onana, who's also on a yellow card.
Yeah, but I tell you, what a difference it has been for Belgium since Onana has come in. He's helped really settle things down in that midfield, and he's been a player that has started to help Belgium dominate in that area. He's won tackles, he's received the ball in dangerous areas, and then drove at the Canadian defense.
Castagna left it. Oh, missed the pass to DeBruyne, and that leads to a Canadian break. Upfield they come. Kyle Larin, and that needed to be quicker. Now Belgium can get their players back defensively.
Well, this is turning into a wide open game, and you see Larin just holds on to it too long. You don't have to get that close to the defender. You just got to put it beyond him, and you can run by him if he's committing to ground.
Canada on the ball, left side of the field. They'll bring it towards the center. Back out on the wing. And a good ball there. Put them in a tough spot. Stockgill did well with it. Now the pass ahead. It's cut off, but the Canadians will have a throw-in. Stockgill. Alphonso Davies. DeBruyne. Great job to get away from Alistair Johnston. DeBruyne lifting it over. Batshuayi. Too heavy of a touch. Throw in Canada.
See, Batshuayi tries to bring this one down, just goes off of his shin. This has been a high energy, fast-paced game going basically end to end this entire second half, and I think we're starting to see the results for the players, where it's the heavy legs after every play, maybe a little bit of a breather needed by the players, but some are still going and attacking.
Cannon's pass is behind Larin. Headed by Miller. He took a tumble. Canada with the ball. Just trailing by 1, 72nd minute. They've represented themselves well in their first trip to a World Cup in 36 years. Kone. Pressured by Witsel. Long for Larin, with the keeper out. They didn't make that connection, though. Batshuayi with the miss. Victoria. Stockgill.
Seemed a little bit casual from Batshuayi.
Now's the time to bear down. This game is still very much in the balance. We're in the 73rd minute. Right side, Batshuayi. Trossard looking. Ready to make a single change apiece as Courtois will watch that ball go out of play. We're seeing Samuel Adekugbe, who has been their starter as a left back, but did not get the start tonight, up by the 4th official. And he will replace Richie Laryea. Belgium wants to make a change too.
And I think this is a smart move from Canada, because this gets Tajon Buchanan out of that left back position and pushes him up into that right attacking position once again. It moves Alphonso Davies to the left wing now, so now you have the combination of two flank players with a lot of speed, so that can pull apart the Belgium back line.
Tactical change by head coach of Canada, John Herdman. We're seeing Luis Openda getting some last-minute instruction from Belgium head coach Roberto Martinez before he makes his way onto the field. We talked about this game in 15-minute increments. Pretty soon we'll be in the last 15 with some stoppage time, with Canada just needing a goal.
Well, this is what we talked about early on, JP, is if you can keep this game close, you can get a result. it is still a close match, 1-0. And for Canada, you get a result out of this. Even if you get the 1 point, you can pull this game back in with 1 goal. You're sitting pretty good.
Sitting very good, right? If you could beat Croatia, you'd be at 4 points with a game to go. And Croatia would be sitting with 1 point.
And I think if this game ends 1-0, Canada will feel hard-pressed, hard done by, missing the penalty.
Yeah.
Some possible penalty not called. Quite a few opportunities on goal.
Yeah, if they didn't give that goal at the end of the first half, it could have been a scoreless game. But we've had a few of those already in this World Cup. It comes back to Courtois. Comfortable with the ball at his feet, as we've seen. There's that pressure again from Canada. Perhaps energized by some of the substitutions they've just made. They will collect inside the circle. It's Kone. Here is Canada on the ball. Jonathan Osorio's up. He's going to be another Canadian sub. Buchanan into the middle. Laren knocked away. Canada going forward here, leaving themselves perhaps vulnerable at the back. At this point, risk reward, and they'll take their chances. Canada have a player down on that right side as well. This play continues. It's Buchanan. Canada holding. Kone with a slip, but a recovery. Back to Borjan.
Canada have Tejan Buchanan. Seems to be struggling a little bit.
That's unfortunate, especially with them changing his position where he might be more effective here.
And we saw just off of the one play how effective he could be when he gets that ball at the right wing position. He was a little bit wasted with him playing at that left back.
Over the top of that far side, Alphonso Davies, he's been everywhere. Canada will keep possession. Far side of the field. Laren, heavy trap. It's left there. Quick turnaround shot is blocked. Back outside the box. Buchanan collects. Here's Tejan crossing. Cleared away. It's by Belgium. Back to the halfway line. Come on, Miller. One sub up for each side. Far side for the newest player out there, Adekugbe. Now we are going to see the changes. So Batshuayi's number is up for Luis Openda. Batshuayi did well. Big shoes to fill, playing for the injured Romelu Lukaku. He gets what Lukaku normally does get, the goal. So that's one change.
Yeah, and he did it against the run of play.
Yes.
And that's what's so important to understand, that it was a Canadian team that was dominating. Batshuayi doing what a lot of strikers do, JP, and they might not do a whole lot, but when called upon to do something special in a moment, Batshuayi does that and gives Belgium the lead, which they've been able to hold on to.
They did not bring on Osorio, Canada. He is up right now. Got some last-minute words from head coach John Herdman. And is loosening up on the sideline as we speak, but he will be the next Canada sub. Vertonghen. Castagna. Give and go doesn't work. Buchanan's there. That had to be a foul. Free kick, Canada. They may actually make a couple of changes now, because we're seeing Liam Miller also up. And that would be it for the subs for them. Here is Canada upfield. Cleared away towards Openda. Openda couldn't get free. Adekugbe leaves it. Eustachio. Johnston. Curling ball in. Headed. Save. Courtois. Kyle Larin. But he had one.
What a ball from Johnson right on the head of Kyle Larin. And Larin does an excellent job of redirecting it. But once again, the world-class Courtois saves the day.
Well, he's 6'6". The wingspan is fantastic, so he can cover some ground, more so than certainly shorter players, shorter goalkeepers. Now the ball is out. Canada wants to make these changes. And now we'll see who is coming out. So for Canada, Buchanan. Not sure if that was going to be his time anyway, or whether that little bit of an injury. And now Eustachio is also coming out. He's been the one that's taken pretty much all of the free kicks for Canada. So if they get any more of those, we'll see who does take them. Down that right side, Larin near the corner flag, dropping it back. Driven across by Davies. That's blocked. And a foul there, and a card on Davies. First Canadian booking tonight.
You see it, Davies just reaches in. You know, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, maybe a little bit of a scraping, but not a whole lot there to pick up a yellow. But this is that opportunity. And that's probably, JP, one of the first times that we have seen Johnston get forward and put those early crosses in that we know that he is known for. He's so good at putting that early ball in. Great connection with Kyle Larin, but they just once again cannot beat Courtois in the net.
Courtois plays it back. Belgium on the ball. That's another foul on Canada. That one on the newest player out there, Liam Miller, who plays for Basel. Began at Liverpool, rolled out a couple of times. There's Johnston for Canada. Still time for Canada. They've had chances. Davies cutting. Favored left foot. Still working it. Davies got it through and it's blocked. Canada on the recovery. Then Davies left it. Osorio. That's blocked. DeBruyne running it back. Turned over. Sawyer and Miller nearly run into each other. Miller missed David. That's cleared back. DeBruyne's touch. Stepping in, winning it. Utonia. He stays upfield. Could be trouble here though. The turnover down that left side. Penda from behind. Alistair Johnston. Getting the yellow. Fifth booking of the day.
And this is a pure tactical foul by Alistair Johnston where he is beat. He doesn't want to see his team get in more trouble, so what does he do here? Is he can't win the ball the first time. He just goes from behind, wraps the legs up.
'84th minute, a 1-0 lead for Belgium. We had the penalty kick around the 11th minute that was saved by Courtois. Otherwise, Canada would have had the lead. Alphonso Davies was denied on that penalty kick attempt. And then we see the goal by Batshuayi against the run of play. Here's that last sequence.
Yeah, and this is where the ball's given away, and Johnston once again wraps Opinda up, goes down. And that's easily called for a yellow. He gets a little bit lucky there because he's had a few talking tos with the referee early on in this match.
So it's a DeBruyne free kick from about 23 or so yards from goal.
And this is probably one of the last things you want to do if you're Canada, is have DeBruyne have a little bit of a taste here and see what he can do.
2 in the wall. DeBruyne, 2 goals, 4 assists in 10 previous World Cup appearances.
Let's take a look at that back post where Onana is.
He's floating one up, headed over, high and wide. Belgium's opportunity. Kone on the ball, pushing it left. Adekugbe, try to put that into space. That's cut off. Vincent, DeBruyne. DeBruyne on the move, cutting, freeing himself up, and then sends it up and over. Terrific moves by DeBruyne until that very last one.
Yeah, and look, these are some of the runs that we're used to seeing De Bruyne do. He comes in, I think he, out of the corner of his eye, he sees Kone coming in and tries to rush it, and thus has the reach and gets underneath the ball, and thus it goes up high. You do not want to see De Bruyne running at you if you're Canada. That's the last person you want on the ball taking a shot just outside the 18.
Adekugbe putting one up there, headed up and over Courtois. How many chances has Larin had since he's come on? Quite a few.
Yeah, Larin sneaking in here. The ball right on his head. He just gets underneath it too much. He isn't up early enough to redirect that ball down, and so it goes up and over. But Larin, he's looking decent, getting into the right spots. He just hasn't put the ball, behind Courtois. Not like that's an easy thing, JP.
Yeah. It might help him get more playing time, Kobe, because in CONCACAF, he was getting regular minutes. He was starting, but I think because of his club form this year, it was easier to drop him from the 11 than it was to put him on there.
Yeah, and that's always going to be the question, right? It's between club and country, because Larin was scoring at will for the national team. So you have to wonder, when you get to the World Cup, do you leave him on the bench?
De Bruyne's pass ahead. Trossard looking in deep, too deep. Took himself out of a potential scoring chance.
Yeah, good job by Miller. Basically running Trossard out over the inline.
Adekugbe. Canada will take on Croatia on Sunday. It is Belgium taking on Morocco. World Cup coverage continues from Qatar.
But let's also talk about, how well Belgium has done in this second half. Roberto Martinez with the change, going to 5 in the back defensively. He's really closed up shop and made sure that Canada hasn't got the opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net, making it just a little bit more difficult.
Oh, nice deflection there. Canada looking. They almost got a fortunate bounce. It'll be a throw-in for the Canadians. It's good to see Jonathan Osorio back, by the way. We weren't sure if he'd make this roster. Had a head injury end of the season. Didn't play at the end for Toronto FC, their leader in all-time games played. Terrific player. Now a free agent. Speculation he may be going to Europe. Well, that foul was not drawn, and Belgium will come back up by a goal. It's been tight all the way. 89th minute. Can Canada get an equalizer? Alphonso Davies. Davies still with it. Now sending it wide. Miller putting one in. That's headed away. Clearance by Alderweireld. Yeah, it's here for people questioning Alphonso Davies in terms of the hamstring. He's going to make it to 90 minutes.
Yeah, he seems to be just fine.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
The Miller pass on the left. End line almost gained. It's a corner for Canada.
Well, here it is, a corner kick for Canada. They're right in front of the section where we saw early on in this match where all the Canadians were celebrating their team making it to the World Cup. No better time for them to try to make something happen.
Driven, back post area, and that was well over hit. No one had a chance at that one.
No, not at all. And you can hear just the collective groan from the Canadian fans because they were expecting so much more.
90th minute. We'll see about stoppage time. Here is Romelu Lukaku. Speculation is we will see him at some point. We just don't know when. And if you can win a game without your big man in, you can give him more rest. More power to you. Here's Meunier. That one's blocked. And it'll go out for a corner. So Belgium could take some more time off the clock here. 5 minutes. Stoppage time. Minimum of 5, and DeBruyne will take his time putting this ball back into play.
Canada on this corner electing to leave Jonathan David up as well as Alphonso Davies.
This is really a lot of time wasting. DeBruyne will go with a short corner. Better angle for him. Into the box. Stopped by Borjan. Borjan with the distribution to the right. And it could be. This time on the right side. Johnston just got that ball across. Canada working it. Finding Kone. Johnston. They have like 5 players now in the box. Ball played across to Larin. And Courtois got it. John Herdman's side has been very competitive. They were the better side in the first half. Second half, you've got to give Belgium the edge. Tactical changes that they made, that helped them. And it could be. Back to Miller. Still time for another opportunity. Canada goes long for Miller. It's denied, but it'll be a throw-in for the Canadians.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left, and though it's only 3 minutes, we've seen the pace that this game has gone.
There's Miller, running hard, running strong, trying to play it in. Witsel with a block, and then the clearance. Wide open is Trossard. He can take his time and run it to the corner if he wants. Just play it back to DeBruyne. Witsel. Onana. Alderweireld. More than halfway through now with stoppage time. Witsel. Pass is blocked. It'll be a throw-in for Belgium. Showing their experience tonight that you talked about before, you know, in the tight games. Can those experienced sides pull something out? And so far they have. Zopenda. Witsel. DeBruyne.
And this is experience right here. They're not going into the corner flag. They're just killing the game off.
Deflected back to Borjan. He's got a couple of minutes or so left. Slipped as he tried to clear it. Larin's on the run. The ball bounces true, though, to Courtois.
And it's all these little things. Courtois not catching the ball, just holding on to it, drawing the player to him, then passing it back to where the player came from. All these little things that an experienced team knows what to do. And you have DeBruyne up there running the shot.
Tackled out by Miller. May have hurt himself in the process.
And we'll see. Miller comes in, touches the ball. And I think on this play with Miller, we have to go back to the energy output that has been given by this Canadian side. I think a lot of the players are feeling quite fatigued at this time of the match or at the very end of it. then it's, I mean, if you're down 1-0, it doesn't look like the game's going your way, and you have to start thinking about that next game and how this match affects all these players.
Ball is crossed the other way. Borjan grabbed it with one hand. We're in the final seconds unless more time is added. Nakugbe into the middle. It's Jonathan Osorio. No one is closing him at the moment. Osorio kept it.